guys, this is Carrie from Tone Wars. Thank you so much for tuning in tonight. We're really excited to hang out with you and to have you be part of our community. If you like what you see here, here's a couple ways you can support the channel. We always appreciate super chats very much, but here's a couple other ways you can support the channel and get something in return other than just content. If the super chat feature doesn't work for you, or if you're watching after the live stream, Jarrod's PayPal account link is listed below. Any donation of any amount is greatly appreciated. Since the show is sponsored in part by Motor City Guitar, we've included an affiliate link below. By clicking the link below, everybody wins. You're getting a great deal on some awesome equipment, you're supporting a store that has tons of inventory and great customer service, and you're supporting Tone Wars. And on top of all of that, if you live outside of the state of Michigan, whenever you buy anything from Motor City Guitar, you don't pay any sales tax. And last but certainly not least, you can visit our website at tonewars.com. The link is below. There you will find some awesome Kemper profile packs with the tone and feel guitar players love. You will also find presets for the very popular HELIX, HX Effects, HX Stomp, and Pod Go. Alright, the show's about to begin. We look forward to hanging out with you, so grab your favorite drink and join us in the live chat.
Welcome to Tone Wars. Hey guys, what's happening? Oh man, today's been fun. If I see him a little disheveled. I got my car stuck in the driveway, couldn't get it out. Today's been really fun, but I'm here and you're here, and I'm so glad you guys are here. Appreciate it very, very much. So what you just heard was the aux box with my Engl Savage and channel 4. And man, I got to tell you, man, I'm really, really pleased with this product so far, with the way it sounds and the feel. It's got a great feel. I feel like I'm playing a real cab. I don't know how they did it, but they did it. Because sometimes when I play different IRs, I get that weird kind of dry, dead kind of feeling. Not so with the aux. I'm getting a good amount of like real amp and cab interaction kind of feel, and I really like that a lot. There's a richness to the sound, and I don't hear any kind of like deadness to it at all. So I'm really enjoying it very much. I gotta tweak my mic here. I think I'm having some issues with the gate. Pull that down a little. There we go. I think that's going to be better. Just want to say hello to everybody real quick. I got 16 so far. Jeff Cornell, what's up, buddy? Dean Harkness, how's it going, buddy? Sean Casey, what's happening? Jam Moore, what's happening? Steve Venchek. Oh, Dean, thank you so much for the super chat. Arnold making a snowman. As soon as I say hello to everyone, I will do that for you. Sean Casey, sounds killer as always. Thanks, man. I tell you, man, this I really like the aux big time. There's no processed kind of fake sound to it at all. It sounds incredible. And we're gonna go over the software tonight, and I'm gonna create like a whole preset from scratch and show you how easy it is and what the software is like and how intuitive it is, how easy it is to use, and some really good deep dive features in it that a lot of other products don't have, that are very important features to have. And the nice thing about these features is that you don't have to dive deep to get them. You know what I mean? They're right there, very easy to use, and they all make sense. They're there. They're not just like these frilly features that are like, oh, let's give them a bunch of stuff to make them think that they're getting a good value. No, these are actually useful features. So I'll show you those. Steve Venchak says, there is room under my Engl for another amp head. Under the Engl. Yeah, I'll be, I got my microphone there though. It's kind of hanging, you know, on the, on that mic deal thing that I got, but I'll find a spot. Yeah, I could probably put something there. Great tone, Scott Fulmer says. Thanks, buddy. Okay, so Dean wants Arnold making a snowman. All right, without Carrie here, it's not as fun. Okay, now I'm going to make a snowman with you. We're gonna get the big snow, the boulders. The boulders have to be as big as my shoulders. And we're gonna roll them up with our pinky because I'm so huge. All I need is my pinky to roll up a huge boulder. And then we're gonna put them on top of each other. And then we're gonna give the snowman huge biceps just like mine. Except mine don't melt when it gets warm out. And then we're gonna put all kinds of things on his face to make him look huge and scary because of Happy Snowman. It's not good. You have to have a scary one. So that's how you do it. So get out there, get to the chopper, and make a huge snowman for everyone to be afraid of. Do it now. These are all like last minute improv things. So, oh my God, I'm drinking tea tonight. I know it's kind of weird, but it's the way it is. I'm trying to charge my phone too. Anyways, all right, so let me see where we're at here. All right, I'm gonna turn on the fan. Yeah, it's been a day. It's been a day. So let's get into the app. All right, let me pull the app up and make sure that's good. I'm gonna switch cameras here, and hang on one second, guys. Still getting used to this new setup here. All right. All right, one second here. I think my Wi-Fi on my changed here. Oh, be able to find it. There we go. All right. Yeah, one thing I will say about the aux so far, the Wi-Fi is a little twitchy, okay? It sounds great, but the Wi-Fi connection with the apps and with computers and stuff can be a little twitchy, and it does get annoying sometimes, to be honest with you, and I hope that they fix that, because I don't know if it's a software issue or if it's a hardware issue, but it's definitely something that they need to fix. Now, let me say this too, though. Once you dial all your presets in, you pretty much don't even need the app anymore, because, I mean, it doesn't have all these different settings, you know what I mean? It doesn't have like, oh, you can move the mic 2 inches this way and 2 inches that way, and you don't get lost in all of this, option paralysis with it. It basically gives you really good cabs, and it gives you a couple of positions on the mic that are basically the sweet spots. Why would you go outside of those anyway? And the EQ settings on it are very normal, and you can go nuts with the EQ if you want, but there's really no need to. So once you get your, what is it, 6 presets? Yeah, 6 presets set up on here. You know, it's you're done. You don't really need the software anymore. You just turn the knob on the unit and select your preset, which is nice because the unit will allow you to do that without the software. And it's not a tweaker's delight, even though it's very easy to use. I just like the fact that you don't have to do hours and hours of tweaking with it to make it sound good. Usually when you pick a cab and 2 microphones, you're pretty much like, this is very satisfactory, and you can do some minor tweaks from there, and then you're done. It's literally that simple, you know, and I'll show you. Soup to nuts, we'll do a whole preset, and you'll see how easy it is. And I'll even do some deep diving and still show you how easy it is. So, again, don't be afraid of what you hear about the software, the Wi-Fi being a little glitchy. It really is here and there. Now, some people have had no problems with it. I've had enough problems with it to bring it up. I'll put it to you that way. But I still think it's a great product. Okay, so let's go ahead and switch cameras now that I got it working. Okay, so what you have is, you got your typical cabinet. What I'm using is the Kali V30, which is basically a Mesa vintage 30s, and then I have a ribbon mic, 121, and a 57. So they have the mics that they give you are pretty like why wouldn't you use these? A 57 and a 121 are great mics. Now, so what you can do is you can EQ the mic, okay, each individual mic. So because some mics have that, like the 57 is known to have that weird honk to it, and you could pull that out a little bit if you want to. Or over here you have an EQ that will adjust the overall sound of both mics combined. Okay, so that's kind of nice. So you could do it either way or both. You also have effects. You have some delay, you have a compressor, and you have reverb if you want, and you have room. Okay, you can add some room to it. So I'm going to go ahead and play this preset right now. Okay, and I'll add some room to it. So there's some room there. So you can dampen it with the rug. See, it adds the rug underneath the cab. Or you can pull that out. Just brightens it up a little bit. So you can do that. Another really cool feature is you can actually take the mics and pan them left and right. So I'm going to go ahead and do that now. Okay, if you do that, you want to attenuate because you lose a little bit of volume, so just bring your master volume up over here, or you can bring your mic volumes up here. So whichever you like, or a little bit of both. So I'm going to bring these back to center. So that's kind of cool. I like that. Okay, so back to center now. Sorry about the string clack there, but I got to talk while I'm playing. Okay, so that's pretty much, you know, what it sounds like with those settings and those mics and that cab. So in a minute here, I'll go to a, you know, like a new preset, and I'll create one from scratch. I just want to wait till everybody gets here so they don't miss it, even though people can do it on the rewatch. Let's see here. Jordan Boyd guitar. I had the option to go with this or the 2 notes reload. Okay, so let me do this for you. Let me switch back to the camera. All right, so I have the 2 notes. It's right over there, and I was actually going to do a full-blown shootout tonight between that and this and another product, but I just didn't have. I had so many technical difficulties today. I can't even go into it all. It would bore you to tears, but. So I decided tonight I'll just go over the aux, and then I'll do a produced video with the shootout. Now, I actually, like I said, I have the 2 notes, and I thought it was a good product, but as soon as I played the aux, I was immediately like, oh my god, this literally sounds like how I would mic a cab up, and it feels how I would like mic a cab up, and I don't hear all this weird processing that I heard in the 2 notes. No offense to 2 notes, but the speaker cab emulations, there's this weird processed sound to them. Even the certified Mesa ones, they just have this strange kind of plasticky processed sound to them that you can't get rid of. They do give you EQ options, but a lot of them are kind of stationary. It's like you only get these frequencies that you can do, and you can't really pick your own frequencies for the most part. And I'll get into that on this one later, because this one is very flexible EQ-wise, and it just makes a lot of sense. It's what you would want to EQ, or how you would want to EQ a product in the studio. It really works just like that. It gives you whatever option you want. And it's just more realistic sounding and feeling. And again, I think the 2 notes is a good product. It's a little more portable, and it's a little less, you know, quite a bit less money. But you get what you pay for, and you do get a good product with the 2 notes, but they need to up their game on the cab emulations. They just don't sound authentic, to be honest with you. They just don't. There's a processed kind of sound to them, and you're better off using your own impulse responses, which thankfully they let you use. So if you get one, use impulse responses as opposed to their cab emulations, because they got some work to do on those. I think the software is cool on it, but especially when I compare it with the 2 notes, I highly prefer the 2 notes. What was the other thing I was going to say? Gosh, I forgot. Well, anyway, I that's just kind of my 2 cents on between the two. I just prefer the 2 notes. Oh, yeah, that's what I was going to say. So when I bought my aux, or my 2 notes, at that time, the aux didn't have the metal type cabs. You know, it didn't have the vintage 30 cabs and the Mesa cabs and stuff like that, and the mics associated with them. It had like the classic rock, dad rock, kind of stuff that I would never use. And I've tried them in this, and they're, for my taste and for what I use, I wouldn't touch them with a 10-foot pole, So that's why I went with the 2 notes, because at the time the cabs and the aux just were not going to work for me. Now that they've updated and put these new cabs in, it's gold. I mean, it sounds absolutely phenomenal. So I really like how it sounds, big time. And again, the feel is there. And it also does attenuation, which I won't cover tonight because I'm just hooked up direct tonight. But yeah, I think they did a great job with it. I really do. Now, I hope they add more cabs. I'd like to see them add the diesel cab, because I'm really liking that with the K100s. That's a fantastic cab with great speakers. So if they add that, I'm done. I don't need anything else, Stick a fork in me, Jordan says, I went with the reload. Though the aux seems cool too. Yeah, it really depends on on what you're after. You know, I mean, some people really need that portability, and the 2 notes is definitely more portable. And again, it's a good product. It's a very good product, but when you compare them side by side with the cab emulations, the aux definitely beats it. You know, so if you if you're going to use the 2 notes, definitely go with the you know, the IRs. Yeah, it's got to hook up again. That's what I mean. It's really strange how this keeps disconnecting from the unit. You know, it's pretty annoying, to be honest with you, and I've never had this much trouble with it until, of course, I got to go live. So now I got to go back down here. Yeah, it keeps disconnecting. All right. Well, this is a real review. That's why I go live. There we go. Now it's back. Okay. Yeah, I'm telling you, man, it's a little glitchy with me. Some people it's not, but with me it is. So Dean Harkness says, I feel your pain on getting stuck. I was barely able to get out of my driveway Monday, and we didn't get snow until today. It's been freezing rain, about 3 inches of ice. Oh my God, that sucks, dude. Oh, yeah, I'm totally stuck. I can't even leave right now if my life depended on it. I am stuck. I was supposed to get a delivery today from UPS, and they canceled because of, you know, they're like, yeah, your road sucks. So I got to wait till tomorrow. Vince Vegas, what's up, man? He says, thank you, Jarrod. That's all I need to know. I cannot stand fake process, not even in the least. Yeah, wait till you hear the cab emulation differences between the 2 units. You're going to be shocked at the difference. You know, it's kind of a huge difference. So I can't wait to do that. I wish I was wired for that tonight, but I just, like I said, today just didn't work out. Everything I touched turned to crap. So can't even deal with KEMPER. I'll tell you, man, you got to try my profiles. I think the profiles I made come out pretty good, but I mean, I hear you. Everybody likes what they like, you know? All right, so while this app is working, let's just go ahead and do a preset from scratch, okay? And if it disconnects, I apologize. I'm doing the best I can here, but this is figures. I go live and everything goes to hell on me. 1 second, okay? All right, so I'm on this preset right now, the one I've already made. Honestly, I really don't think it could sound any better. I love how this preset sounds, okay? So what we're going to do is I'm going to go ahead and go to, this is like a new preset, you know, and this one here is just like it's just a stock preset. Sounds terrible, all right? This is why I waited to get it, because I wanted to get the new cabs and stuff. So there's an example of why. All right, so here is the 412 Cali Vintage 30, which is basically the Mesa 412. All right, I select that. All right, so it's got 2 dynamic mics. I'm going to turn this EQ off. Hit done. All right, and I'm going to turn off the compressor and the plate reverb. Okay, done. All right, and then that up to there. And so I'm going to pick a different mic here. I'm going to put this up to right here. Adjust my mic levels where I usually have them. Okay, so let's go ahead and pick a different mic. I'm going to go with the Ribbon 121. Okay. And let's take this is a low cut. You can put that on each cab or each mic if you want. I don't really see a need for it for what I'm doing. So let's go ahead and hear what this sounds like. All right, that sounds really freaking good. Like, you can pretty much call it a day right there if you want to. But let's go ahead. I'm going to do this for you know, just to show you what you can do with this app, and show you how handy this is. So we got our 2 mics, and let me just add this too as an aside. I like the fact that they give you the Ribbon 121. It's a great mic. It's very expensive, and it's a go-to mic for many studios. And then the 57 is a standard, and it's really great. So I think that they did a great job on choosing the mics. Now you can go off access and on access. So let's take the Dynamic 57 and go off access. Okay, and I'll show you the difference in sound. So it actually works just like how it would, and it's the sweet spot. So you're not going to move it all over the cab and different speakers and different spots on the speaker. It just makes no sense. That's just dumb. And I literally, I could speak for that because I have the cab and I got the 57 and the Royer R10 down here, and I rarely move the 57 more than an inch. So it just doesn't make any sense to have all this option paralysis like, oh, you can move it anywhere. That's not a good thing. Why would you want to? Why would you want to put it in a place where it doesn't belong? And now you're tweaking and not playing. So this gets you playing as opposed to tweaking. And the tweaking that you do is, you know, it's basically essential tweaking. Okay, so let's go ahead and let's put on the EQ on the 57. All right, so you get this basic kind of EQ here, which is fine, or you can go to a higher end kind of EQ, which gives you all this flexibility here that you can do anything you want with. Okay, I'll go over all the different types of settings you get. So you get a low cut, a low mid, a high, and a high cut, where you could do, you know, high shelf, low shelf kind of stuff. But what we're going to concentrate on for right now, let's turn that on. Make sure you turn it on up here so you know what you're doing is making sense here. We're going to go to a mid, all right? So I'm going to find, just like you always do when you dial in guitar, there's this annoying frequency in the 4 to 5K range that's awful. And I'll show you how to find it. So I'm going to use my wiretap pedal and just play a riff through it. And I'll turn my volume on my amp down a little bit so you can hear me talking. And then you'll hear this annoying frequency, and I'll pull it out. So what we're going to do is we're going to set our Q up to be super tight to find that frequency. And then with the gain, I'm going to turn that up and find it and pull it down and show you the before and after. There it is. Okay. All right, so we found it and we pulled it out. So it's 4.82K on this particular amplifier. That's where it is. So I went ahead and pulled that out. So now I'm going to turn the EQ on and off while that riff's playing, and you're going to hear that frequency jump out, even though I pulled it down. You're going to hear it now when I turn I bypass the EQ, because now that you've heard it once, you know what I mean? You can't unhear it. So you'll hear what it does. Hang on. Hear that? Okay, so that's a really handy feature right there, you know. Let me switch back to me. Okay, so that feature right there alone really makes this product even more worth it to me, because that's just one of you know, several little dots I get to do dips and pushes with, and I can adjust the Q on each one and find the frequencies that are annoying, pull those down a little bit here and there, and then I could bypass the EQ and make sure that it actually makes my tone better, and I'm not just doing all these arbitrary things. With the high and low pass filters and all that, along with what I just did, I mean, you can really sculpt your tone to sound amazing in a studio mix. And on top of that, you know, you have certain cabs that you play this through, or whatever. You can adjust things accordingly with that, and with your DAW, whatever. And when you play live at certain venues or whatever, and you want to have a pre-adjusted EQ for the venue, let's just say you go to a venue and you have this set up where you have this is what I would set up as a studio tweaked profile on my my aux. So if I went to a venue and I was like, man, that guitar is ripping my head off, I would switch to that and go, oh, there it is, you know, done. Now the sound guy doesn't have to do anything. Just make sure you tell him so he doesn't double dip you on all that stuff. Just tell him, dude, I already sculpted it. You know, you're good to go. You can bypass your template for guitars there. But I just think that that is a really, really handy feature that you can use, whether it's studio, live, or your own practice space. And because you have several presets on the unit and infinite presets in the app, and you can switch them, you can assign them to all 6 spots on the unit when you turn the knob on the unit physically. You can have all these presets assigned and named for each amplifier that you have. So that's really cool as well. So like my Engl's going to put out an annoying frequency that's different than the diesel, and so on and so forth. Okay. So that's basically a really cool, you know, thing you can do to sculpt your tone, and it's not option paralysis either. Like I literally did that, and I don't know, I could do it in less than a minute if I really had to, and you know, without all the blabbering. But you know, it's just nice to be able to do that really quick and then get back to work. So again, no option paralysis, super fast. So let's go back to the app, and then I'm going to go ahead and put some effects on. Okay, so let's go ahead and so I'm going to hit done, and then I'm going to pull up, let's just pull up the delay. All right, let's just see where we're at with the delay right now. I got to turn it on, helps when you do that. Okay, so all right, so over here you have like a delay time, you know, types of delays and whatnot. So I'm going to do a ping pong. Okay. See, it disconnected again. Oh man, I hope they see this. All right, so I'm on ping pong. All right, so 420 milliseconds. So let's just take this. So here's the thing. You see how they're linked, and they both move together. Well, I can unlink them. Okay, so I can leave one at 420, and I can take the other one up at, I'll get it 840, okay? And then now you get that nice ping pong. Okay, so that's kind of cool. And then there's your feedback adjustment right there. All right, so one's shorter on the left and one's longer on the right. And then you can add a little bit of modulation to it if you want. So let's go ahead and do that. Just a little bit, just to add a nice little touch to it. Okay, and then you have your high cut and low cut here, which you can do. You can mute each side if you want. So, you know, there's all kinds of really cool deep diving kind of features that you can have in here. You can, you know, pan them. You can do all that kind of stuff. So I really like the delay. So it really gives you a nice kind of stereo delay. Yeah, and you can adjust the feedback here if you want less. Let's say you want to set up like a rhythm delay, which I like to do for like a bigger delay. So I'm going to take this down to like 6 something, take that down to like 3 something. Okay, and add a little more feedback to it. There you go. So very simple, you know, so that was really easy to set up. So yeah, I just think this kind of thing is really cool. And then of course you can save it. Okay, so we'll go ahead and save it and then name it whatever we want. So I'll just say, you know, TW delay, or you know what else I'll call it, big crunch, since I you know, made it a rhythm patch. And then I can assign it to that one right there. Okay, so now it's number 6. Simple, you know. And then just go back to the rig there and hit done. And there you go. So now I have all 6 of my slots filled on the physical knob that you turn on the unit itself. So very simple to do. It's fun. It's easy. And, you know, as you can see, like, it wasn't frustrating for me. I mean, I wasn't sitting there all frustrated trying to make things work. And, you know, and even the app's easy to use. You know how some apps with your finger, you turn things and it never goes where you want it to? It's very easy to use, very intuitive. Yeah, I love the fact that you can dial stuff in that quick. And here's the other thing too. Again, I know I sound like a broken record, but what I really like about this are the features and the options they give you are stuff that you should use, okay? And they give you parameters that are within like what you should stay, you know. Why would you want to put the mic 3 feet away from the speaker? Why would you want to put it on the edge of the entire, you know, outer edge of the speaker? I mean, there's no reason for that, you know. I mean, nobody does that. So they give you all these parameters in areas that are appropriate. And with the EQ, you can get crazy with it because, you know, everybody's amp is different and tastes are different, but they make it very easy to do. And if you just stay within the rules, like the rules basically with EQ, especially with guitar, typically, okay, there's always exceptions, but typically is you want to do a high and low pass filter, especially for recording. For live playing, I want all the stuff, you know, because I don't feel like I dial my amps in to be too flubby and too bright anyways. I find a good even kind of thing with them. But you can if you want, and you also want to do like the pin drop. I call it a pin drop, where you make this skinny little Q and you find the annoying frequency between 4 and 5K, and then you just pull that down to where it's like, all right, now my tone sounds nice and clear. I don't have all this rasp and all this weird hissy stuff kind of interrupting what I'm playing. I can hear the clarity, but I still got all that aggression that I like. So, you know, and it takes literally a minute and you're done, you know. And then I like the fact that they have the effects on here, so if you wanted to you know, use something for you know, even playing live, you got delay. If you want to compress some things, you got a compressor, and you even have the plate reverb if you want to use that. Okay, I'm not a huge reverb guy, but it's there if you need it, you know. For a clean tone, I would definitely use some reverb. So, and if you want, you know what I can do? Let me read a few comments, and then I can go over and explore the reverb with you too and show you that. We got 29 people. Awesome, guys. Let's see here. Vince Vegas, could tell that's a Savage. Getting better. What a great amp. Dude, that amp is, oh my god. That amp totally stole my heart and my wallet. It's freaking amazing, man. Let's see here. Warm Chord, what's going on, Jay? What's happening, man? And it disconnected again. I'm just being honest. I got to be honest. It's a great product, but they gotta address that Wi-Fi. And again, everybody has a different experience with it. But for me, it's been really interesting. Let's see here. I got to find the network again. Gonna take a second, but I even tried calling them today to get through to them to see if I could, do some troubleshooting for it, and it's still they're just, I guess their phones are kind of backed up with the new product that they released. So I was going to show you some Reverb stuff, but I gotta connect back up again with it. So let me read some comments while we're waiting. Dean Harkness says, modeling is cool, but I still like my tube amps. I do use the HX effects for delays and such. Yeah, I mean, modeling's great. I think everything in its place, right? Everything, whenever you need it for that appropriate time, I mean, that's you're so grateful you have it. But still, nothing has really replaced a tube amp yet. I mean, it's like I always say, you see a lot of modelers trying to sound like tube amps, but there's not one person trying to make a tube amp that sounds like a modeler yet. Until that happens, that's when modeling has surpassed it, which it never will. Anyways, let's see here. I'm just catching up to you guys here. Somebody asked me something. Oh, Travis. He says, try the UK Vintage 30. I was mixed that last night with a 57 and a ribbon mic, and it was able to get a Metallica tone straight away. I think I have a preset with that in there. So, there we go. We're back up again with the aux. Hey, Travis, are you having trouble with your Wi-Fi on this? Is it, on your iPad? Is it disconnecting all the time and connecting back up again? I just wonder if this is just me, and I'm asking for, so I don't, look like, oh man, crap talking the product. Again, I love this product, but for me, the Wi-Fi has been a bit of an issue. This is the worst it's ever been. All day it's worked much better than it is right now. And this, honestly, this is one of them days too, like everything I've touched has turned to garbage. I mean, it's insane. So I might have to do a reset or something with this. Maybe that would help. And I'm trying to show you some things on it. So I don't want you to think I'm just sitting here fumbling around. Like I literally am trying to rehook up to it right now. Once it hooks up again, we will go over the reverbs. But yeah, I'll find that UK one too, because I did dial one of those in. I think that's the silver fronted cab, and that actually sounded pretty good too. It's got a little more brightness to it, and I liked it. I thought it was pretty cool. But yeah, they do have a lot of very, like I said, appropriate stuff with it. It's stuff that you would use, and I like variety. I mean, having variety for variety's sake is not always a good thing, because like you can get these other units like, oh, we got 3,700 impulse responses or cab emulations, and it's like, well, if they all sound like crap, well, what good is that? And who wants to dig through the bargain bin full of horrible cabs to find something good? By the time you do, your ears are so fatigued, you don't know what's good anymore anyways. So I like the fact that they keep it simple, and they keep it kind of like, like this is all you really need. I mean, like, basically like, why have all this option paralysis, Sorry, I'm trying to do this and talk at the same time. I'm not kidding you guys. This thing's giving me fits right now. I should have known as soon as I got my car stuck in my driveway, I was screwed today. Oh my God. Steve Shaheen, what's going on, man? The ping pong delay was glorious. Yeah, it is. It's really good, dude. I mean, seriously, man, I really like a lot of the effects in this, and I think that they did a great job with the way it sounds, the way it feels. And I've mic'd enough cabs down here and have played enough mixes with them to know what I like, and to know when I hear something fake. You know what I mean? And this is not giving me that at all. Like, as soon as I played through it, I was like, oh my god, there it is. That's the sound I like right there. You know? And it's just amazing. You know? So I'm really, really digging it, you know? Alright, so let me see if it's gonna hook back up again. Yeah, I'm gonna have to call them and see if I can get it. Maybe it's something on my end that's just not working out with it. I don't know. With the Wi-Fi, but yeah, it does sound great. Let's see here. Travis says, I'm using PC. It doesn't drop with that, but I consider myself lucky. Yeah, consider yourself lucky. I can't even get this thing to hook up to my PC for more than 3 seconds. So I've been on the phone several times with them today trying to get a hold of them to see if I can get this worked out. And they just released a new product, so their phone lines are like jam-packed with calls right now. So, you know, when I get a hold of them, I'm going to see if I can get this, figured out. And he says, I have read time and time again that it's flaky. Yeah, they need to fix that. You know, Universal Audio, I know you're going to watch this because I'm going to send it to you. And I'm going to say, this product is amazing. You did a great job with it. It sounds killer. I love the features. I love the functionality. I love the fact that it's a quality built, robust, awesome product. And the feel and the sound is great. The app is about as good as you can make an app. But you guys got to fix the Wi-Fi. I'm just telling you, as a reviewer and somebody who has a ton of gear, you got to fix that. You really do. Now, let me season what I just said with some other things. Again, once you get all your cabs dialed in, you're probably not going to use the app very much at all with this because, again, it's not a tweaker's delight, even though it's very easy and fun to use. It just gets you to where you want to be quickly, and after that, you can drop the app and just start playing and just turn the physical knob on the unit, and you don't have to worry about the app anymore. You know, so I understand that, but still, you guys got to address this. You really do. You know, because I I'm biting my tongue right now with how annoyed I am with this Wi-Fi. If I start spitting blood like Gene Simmons, you'll know why. Because I'm biting my tongue. Okay, so let's see here. So Warmcore, Jay says, I haven't had any disconnections with his setup, but his setup's different. Yeah, probably with a Mac it might be better. Maybe it's a PC thing, because I'm PC. So, yeah, this thing is just not cooperating. All right, I apologize. I got to turn my back on you guys for a second. I'm rebooting it to see if that'll help. So, yeah, anyways. So let's give that a minute to reboot, and then I'm going to, mess around with the reverb. I'll pick another cab, and then we'll play that, and then I'll do a couple mixes for you guys. Yeah, the firmware is updated. Good question, but yep, it's updated. Just a thought, is it 4G or 5G Wi-Fi you're using? I'm using the one, what's the 2 point whatever something, the one that works with it. Yeah, I'm using that. So Travis says, I still use the app, so I think it needs to be fixed. Oh, gotcha. Yeah, it does. It does need to be fixed. Let's see here. Yeah, I mean, the thing that's nice about it is it gets you to where you want to be very quickly. Like, you You don't have to do a lot with it, you know. Wow, man. This is crazy. Yeah, it's definitely having a hard time finding it right now. So, all right, I'll go to what I think is the British cab, all right, which is back here, and I'll play that real quick. Yeah, it just sounds incredible. I mean, I love how this sounds. It's definitely the best sounding product in this category that I've ever played through. Honestly, it really is. If I have, if I have time tomorrow, I'm gonna do a shootout between it and the Two Notes, and my buddy Steve Shaheen left me his Cab Clone IR Plus by Mesa. So I'm going to shoot those out sound-wise, and I'll try to go over the apps between them as well. As long as I can get the aux app to run, I'll shoot the apps out too between the products, so you can see that as well. So yeah, it is. It's not even hooking up now. Okay, so let me just pick another sound here. Okay, now it's deciding to hook up again. This is the last time I'm going to attempt it. After that, I'm just going to play. Alright, there it goes. Now it's hooked up. Let's do this quick. Let's go over the reverb. Okay, 1 second. Alright, so let's pull up. It's got a plate reverb. Let's turn that on. See what we got. So you got your low cut, you got your pre-delay, treble, balance, bass, and mix. So you can do all those things with this reverb. I'm going to put it all the way dry. Okay, so let's give it a little bit. Wow, just a little bit gives it a nice kind of... Okay, so let's do a... I'm going to turn up the mix a little bit more. And I like a good low cut on the reverb, so you're not getting all that that high-end kind of room noise. And it warms it up quite a bit. So let's do a huge low cut on it. I like that. Yeah, that's pretty freaking cool there. And then you have the reverb time. You can adjust that right here on the meter. So you can really get a lot. It's got a plus and minus button here. You can get a lot of decay. Nice. That's really cool. Yeah, I like that. I like that a lot. And let's see with the balance. So now I can have it just on one side, as you just heard. So now it's just on the left side. So you can send it all over there if you want to do the Van Halen thing, you know, from the early days. So that's kind of cool. Or you can adjust it a little bit and get a little bit of that. Yeah, I like that. So it's a good reverb. I don't think there's anything bad about it. It's just pretty normal sounding. Let's see here. Okay. All right. So let's go ahead and turn that back off. Hit done. So I like the done button. It makes a lot of sense. Like when you're done, right? So I like it when they have stuff on there that makes sense. Very intuitive. So back to the camera. All right. So again, I think it's a very good product. And if you have really good luck with the app, which I'm sure a lot of people do, and you hook up to it, just spend. Honestly, I think you could probably spend less than an hour getting all of your presets dialed in. That's how easy it is, and that's how intuitive it is, and it's fun. It's not frustrating when the app is up and working. It's very easy and fun to use, and again, you're not going to get in these rabbit holes where it's like, oh God, I don't even know how to find my way back, or I'm doing all this very inappropriate, like this stuff that just doesn't matter with these presets and stuff, and I'm moving mics in places I shouldn't. You're never going to have to worry about that because it doesn't let you. It's all proper stuff. Again, why would you take a mic and move it 4 inches off of the crease there? It's just stupid, you know? Nobody does that. So you're going to put it gives you the appropriate spots to put everything so you don't end up messing around in areas that you shouldn't be. And the effects are great. They are good effects. So and as you saw, like dialing in the EQ, very easy. They give you a simple EQ or a deep dive kind of EQ. You could do the high low pass filters. You do a low cut, high cut. You could do like that the pin drop around 4K right around there and take out the annoying frequencies. I mean, there's just so many things you can do. With this, and I like the delay. The delay is nice. I love the ping pong delay, so it gives you that nice stereo effect. But it has other delays that you can use, and the reverb was nice, and the compressor and stuff. I mean, it's just all stuff that is like normal. Nothing weird. Nothing that is just like toys or extra features to make you feel like you got a deal. You know, it's not frilly. It's appropriate stuff, and it's got good standards in there, and you have the low cut, which I can show you. So you got a low cut here, and then so you can play. Let me mute the mic so you can hear the strings. Okay, it's a little more subtle on the 57, but I can hear it. But on the ribbon, it's probably going to be more obvious. 1 second. Yeah, probably not coming through on YouTube very well, but yeah. So again, there's some cool stuff you can do. Let me change mics. Let's go to a 421 instead of the 57 and see what that sounds like. Well, that ribbon 160 sounds pretty good too. You can really hear the difference in the mics big time. So like I'll go through them again. So it's going to be 57, 421, ribbon 121, and ribbon 60. And I don't know if you can see these on there, but let's start with the 57 again. Did you see that little spot where it disconnected for a second? Okay, so yeah, so you have those different mics, and again, these aren't all weird mics. I mean, they're all normal mics that you would see in a studio or on stage. You know, so yeah, it's very very appropriate stuff. I really like it a lot. The app looks cool. It's got a nice look to it. It just looks. It looks familiar, you know what I mean? Like when you look at it, you're not like, oh, what do I do with this? And I got to figure it out. There's really no learning curve with the app. Everything's where it should be. It's labeled how it should be. It's just super easy, you know? So I really like that big time. You're probably, depending on the genre of music that you play, like I'm a metal guy, obviously, you probably won't like the presets very much, but who cares? I mean, you can easily set up your own in minutes. And again, I can't stress it enough. I love the fact that I can get in there and set up a preset with as much tweaks as I think necessary in less than 2 minutes. Literally. And I'm done. And I'm not guessing and going, well, should I do? No, I'm done. It sounds great. It feels great. So I play it through my studio monitors. I'm playing it through my in-ears right now. And everything sounds amazing. I'm not hearing anything weird. There's no processed fake kind of sounds coming at me. Frequencies are good. It just sounds incredible. So again, I can't say enough good about how good this product is regarding the sound, the feel, the app. And again, I just think that they need to address the Wi-Fi thing, which when I do call them, I'll find out if it's something on my end or not. I don't know, because I have a Wi-Fi, like, whatchamacallit, like a repeater or whatever, signal booster, like 20 feet from here. So I don't think it's that. I just think that they need to adjust that. Let me read some comments, and I will. Okay, Travis says, Tone Wars, I have a captor and it has too many settings. I get insecure, and if I have it set to the best and never commit to a tone, with the aux I feel it is easier to get the sound and then commit. Yeah, you're right, dude. I mean, I was the same way. And when I was down here dialing in, you know, because when Carrie and I want to perform and she wants to sing, I don't want to use my KEMPER all the time. I want to use my amps. You know, that's the reason why I have these. And I want to use them through something that I can go direct out to you guys with and get a good sound with it. And I was using the 2 notes, and I was like, she even was like, man, something sounds weird with your guitar. She goes, I don't know what it is, but it just, there's like this weird kind of sound that I keep hearing, and it's a little annoying. And I'm like, yeah, it's weird, you know, like, and then you try to fix it, but they don't give you stuff that actually fixes it. It can make it a little better, but no matter what you do with the cab emulations, there's just something kind of off about them. It's like this plasticky kind of processed sound on them, and I switched to impulse responses, and it definitely was an improvement. So if you have a 2 notes, please don't be offended by what I'm saying. Just being honest with you, the impulse responses were better. So, and then when Jay, Warm Chord Music, brought his aux over, and we played through that, it was instant. Like, dude, this sounds like what I would do. I would mic a cab like this. This sounds exactly how I would do, making my amps dialed in and my cabs and my mics and everything. This sounds perfect. There's nothing lacking here. It's perfect. And I didn't have to do all this EQing and tweaking. I mean, in this sound right here that I have, what is this, Rig 2? Let me pull up the camera. I'll prove it to you. There's no EQ on anything. There's none. You know, I pull up the EQ, it's off. Okay, it's not even on. Okay, there's no EQ here, it's off. There's no EQ here, it's off. It's all off. See, that would be on. You would see that little light there. But I don't need it because honestly, like I'm very satisfied. So I didn't have to do a bunch of deep dives to get these sounds. I just picked a cab and 2 mics and put them where I wanted them, either on or off access, and I'm done. You know, the EQing is just if you want to split hairs for a mix, because nobody puts a guitar in a mix in a studio without EQing it, because you have to. You got to pull some of the lows out in that 4K thing. But other than that, you're good, you know, low and high pass filter and the 4K pin drop, you know. But it allows you to do that. But you don't have to get a good, workable, usable live practice tone or even a live performance tone. It sounds freaking amazing. So I do like that. And as soon as I switched to that and Carrie and I came down and did a sound check, instantly, even she was like, oh my God, that sounds so much better. And she's a singer. And usually with my guitar sounds, it's not a big deal with her. She's like, sounds like a guitar, you know, and I don't blame her. I'd be the same way if I was her. But when something annoys her ears, I have to pay attention to it because, you know, she's not somebody who nitpicks my guitar sounds. But if something stands out to her enough to make her want to say something, I should probably take note, you know what I mean? So, but this sounded way better. And, again, the 2 Notes is a great product. It's built well. It's got some good features and everything. But if you're going to use it, use the impulse responses, not the cab emulations. But this sounded so good, I was like, I have to use this. I mean, it's just perfect, you know, as far as how it sounds goes. And it's still hooked up. So maybe we got through the glitchy section, and maybe I just jinxed it. So we'll see. I will let you know. But yeah, there's just not a lot of guesswork with it. It's just appropriate, you know. Try the VH thing if you don't mind. Close the mics, panned left, room panned hard right. I love jamming it that way. Okay, so let's see. Is it both mics? Okay, let me try that. Okay. All right, so I'm going to pan, just for giggles, I'm going to pan both mics left and the room right. And bring the room up. Let's see what that sounds like. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Pretty cool. All right, let me bring it back. Yeah, that was interesting. Not something I would play on a daily basis, but it does, if you like that sort of setup, it does it well, that's for sure. All right, now we're back to normal. There we go. Yeah, that's cool. I see how you like that. Very interesting. Bobby, what's happening? He says, Jarrod, how do you connect the output from several amps, like on the shootout, to the load box? I'm guessing you have 2 sets of stereo outs. Sounds huge. Yeah, good question, and thanks for being here. So I have the KHE amp switcher. I can do 4 cabs and 8 amps. So, and one of the cabs is, you know, the aux. So I can send a speaker out from my KHE instead of to a cab. I can send it to the aux, which carries the load, and then I use the speaker emulations in there, or the cab emulations in there, and then, you know, that's where you're getting your sound. Like, this room is quiet. There's no sound in here except for my string, you know, in my big mouth. That's it. So all the sound I'm getting is in my in-ears from my 2 Notes, and all these amps are hooked up to it. I believe the 2 Notes is 150 watts, so you won't hear the diesel through it, because that's a 200 watt amp, and I am not going to plug that into the I'm sorry, the aux is I believe is 150 watts, but you won't hear the diesel through it because I don't want to blow it with that. That amp is 200 watts and all of it. And from what I hear, that'll be a very expensive lesson to learn if I hook it up to it that way, because I'll either blow the aux, the diesel, or both. I don't feel like doing that. You know, it'd take a lot of super chats to get that show to happen. See, Vince Vegas is, if I recall, he's using the KHE. Yeah, yep. Thanks for answering that. Yep. Only getting my right speaker. Vince says, yeah. So that's what I did. I panned both mics over to the one side, and then you got like the reverb on the other, or the room sound on the other. At least that's what I'm getting in my ears. Maybe I got to do some panning up there with this. I thought I did that though, but I'll have to check that later. Oh, thanks, Jay. Appreciate that. Yeah, I think I might have to do some panning on the board with this. But, yeah, again, today's been kind of interesting. So, to say the least. It's still... Oh, I was just going to say it's still hooked up. And then it disconnected for a second and came back. Which, fine, if it does that, I don't care, you know. But yeah, so far it's been really cool getting to know this product. I think it sounds good. And again, like the feel, that's something I really have to say. That's the one thing that I enjoyed about this is when I started playing it, the feel was amazing. You know, I felt like I was playing a real cab. You get that kind of bouncy interaction between the two, and the pick digging into the strings, that chewiness, you know, all that. I was getting that. And I've played some other units with impulse responses, and it feels dull and lifeless and flat. I feel like I'm playing rusty strings. And there's just no interaction. There's no sag. There's no chewiness. It's all gone, and it just feels kind of dull. And I'm like, man, where's all the stuff? And then you pick different IRs or whatever, and it sounds a little better and feels a little better. With this, I mean, it's all good. Every cab that I pick that's within my genre, there's a great feel there and a great interaction. So I really like that. It might have something to do with the cab emulations or the way that the aux carries the load. I don't know. All I can tell you is that whatever they're doing regarding that, they're doing it right. You know, they really are. And believe it or not, the way a cab and an amp interact together is a huge thing. It's a very big thing. Little thing I learned by talking to Scott Splon, by the way, wearing his hat, is the fuse is a slow blow fuse on these amplifiers. The reason why is every time you strike the pick on the strings, the amp actually increases and decreases power depending on how you hit it, and that interacts with the cab. You know, so if you have a good interaction with a real cab where it does that, that's where you get that feel, because the amp is actually slamming voltage harder or softer depending on how you strike the strings. Your transients actually make that amp work. So you're literally the gas pedal and the clutch and the brake of that amplifier with your hand. Every time you play harder or softer, the amp interacts with the cabinet harder and softer depending on how you play. That's why the slow blow fuse is there. If you have a regular fuse, as soon as you hit the strings hard, it would blow. It would pop. So that slow blow fuse has a bigger spring in it so that it can take that interaction without popping, and it allows the amp to surge and pull back depending on how hard you play. There's a huge interaction. That's when people talk about the interaction. That's what they're talking about, is an amp that feels like that. Okay, so, and that's why a lot of times when you plug an amp into like a load box or something like the aux or a similar product, but it doesn't have that interaction with the amplifier, and you feel that dull kind of lifelessness, that's what's happening, is it's not interacting with the amp properly, and it's not giving you that awesome feel and that response to your playing. Okay? So a good product, like I said with the aux, I'm feeling that. I'm getting that chewiness. And it's because of the interaction between my hand, the strings, the guitar, into the amp, and the amp into the aux. There's this symbiotic relationship and this thing that's happening, and you do feel it, and you don't really appreciate that until you actually play something that doesn't do that right, and that's why you're like, why does this feel like crap? That's why. That's why it feels like crap. It might not be the impulse response, it might be the hardware that you plug your amp into. So that's something to keep in mind. You can't fix it with impulse responses or cab emulations. It's the product. Okay, it's a hardware issue for the most part. Some of those cab emulations might help trick you into thinking that it feels better because of the way they sound. Maybe they have a little more low end on them or whatever, but a lot of it is the actual hardware that you're plugging your amp into. Okay, so take note. That's definitely something that's a big thing with me. I'm a big feel guy. My hands have to be happy. Happy hands, I'll play it, you know. Okay, so with that, I think I covered the app really good. If anybody's got questions, just tag me at Tone Wars, and I'll make sure, or comments or anything, and I'll make sure I don't miss your comment. And if I do miss other comments, I apologize. Feel free to repeat them and tag me, tag Tone Wars, and then I will definitely listen to them or read them and respond. So I'm going to pull out of the app now, and I'm going to pull up my other app, which is let's see here. Play another song here and see how this sounds. 1 second. Yeah, that felt great. It really does sound legit. I don't hear any weird plasticky kind of sounds at all. I mean, it just sounds really good. So if you're looking for something that really does it for you, as far as, turn this up here. As far as like the sound and feel goes, I got zero complaints with this. I really do. Like, nothing. I have nothing derogatory or even critical to say about how this sounds and feels at all. And even if, for your taste, if you pull up a cab and a mic combination that, oh, I gotta, there's just a couple of things, you can take care of those couple of things very easily, very quickly with the app, and it sounds fantastic. It really does. I would easily take this to a show and play on stage with it and be 100% confident, and know that my tone is great, and if anybody said it otherwise, I'd be like, then you're deaf, I mean, that's how confident I am with this. And the thing is like, I know what it means to have that guessing thing in your head all the time, where it's like, does this really sound legit? Does it really sound good? Like, if I went on stage, are people going to be like, what's that weird thing you got there? And it just sounds fake. And no, you're not going to have that with this at all. It sounds 100% legit. Like, there's nothing about it that I don't like as far as the sound and feel goes. I mean, there's no guesswork. You don't have to worry about it, and that's the problem with a lot of digital stuff now, is everybody's always like, yeah, but does it sound right? Does it sound real? And you deep dive, and I saw this guy, and his is better, and I saw this video, and mine doesn't sound like that. You're not going to worry about that with this. You have a real amp going through this, and it sounds awesome. It really does, Oh, thanks, Vince. I appreciate that. Yeah, that's a fun one. I'm still getting used to it. One of these days, I'll actually be super confident when I play it. But so let's see. Brandy says, "Can you run the amps at full gain and volume?" I don't think you want to run an amp at full volume through this. I mean, I got my Savage up, masters at 9 o'clock through it right now, and it's so far so good, but full gain, I mean, the Savage has a ton of gain in it. I mean, I got the gain at like 10 o'clock on it, but it's just, I mean, channel 4 is so ridiculous. I mean, at 10 o'clock's a lot of gain. Just the right amount of spongy too, Vince Vegas says. Yeah, you're right, dude. I mean, you want that little bit of give. You want that little bit of back and forth, And as long as it has that, you feel like you're playing a real amp, and you are. So why would you want to plug a real amp that feels amazing when you put it into a cab, into a product that doesn't give you that? It takes it away. Now you're like, man, I feel like I'm playing a modeler. I mean, you might as well be at that point, because your hands are like, this doesn't feel like the amp that we play all the time, Happy hands, man. You got to have happy hands. You listen with your hands, CS, what's going on, buddy? He says, crap, I guess I'm getting an ox. You're welcome, and I'm sorry. No, it's a great product. It really is. Like, I wouldn't... And the thing is, like, you're always going to get the honest truth from me. I've always tried to be as respectful as I can to companies, because I wouldn't want somebody to say stuff about me that's not true, So I'm always going to have constructive criticism where it's needed and where it's warranted, because I don't want anybody to ever come back to my show and say, man, why didn't you tell me about that or whatever. So, and if something's bad enough about a product it makes it a deal breaker, I'll tell you, like, that's the deal breaker for me. The app being a little, not the app, but the Wi-Fi part being a little glitchy here and there, it's not a deal breaker for me, because again, like, I have all 6 slots filled on my dial now. I don't ever need to turn that app on again. I really don't, because the sounds that I have are legit. I'm perfectly happy with them. There's no need to go back in here and do all this tweaking and getting involved in that, because that's the problem with a lot of products these days, is everybody's doing this. Oh, look at this, and I'm going to download that, and I'm going to move this here and move that over there. And it's like, what's the last song you wrote, bro? Well, once I get this tweaking done, no, you'll never get it done. It never ends. It never ends. It's just like the mix. It's never perfect. It's never perfect. You just got to release it, It's the same thing with this. It's like, it just has to be a point where it's like, I just want to pick a cab and 2 mics and go. This is the product that does that for you. I can't think of another product that does that. I haven't played them all, but out of the ones that I've played so far, I haven't found a product yet that is pick a cab, pick your mics, set your levels, and you're done. You literally don't have to do anything else unless you're doing a recording where you need to do some sculpting, but even that is less than 2 minutes. I mean, it really is. It's so freaking easy. You know, you're going to play 99.9% of the time with this product. That I keep pointing at my iPad. With this product, 99.9% of the time you're going to play it. You're going to tweak it 0.1% of the time. Once you're done, you're done. I never have to go back and adjust these and go, yeah, but is it legit? Or, oh, maybe I need to. No, there's nothing I need to do. I need to play. That's all I need to do now. You know, and I think that that's the problem with these days is they like all these options. I don't want all these options, because if I have all these options, all that means is you didn't make a product good enough so that if I need all these to fix what you built, that's a problem. I shouldn't have to. You know, I really shouldn't have to. I should have to just go down here, turn it on, dial something in less than 5 minutes and go. Anything beyond that, you didn't make it right. You know, if I got to dive that deep into fixing your product that you sold me, that's a problem. I bought it to play it. I want to do this, not this. This is what I bought it for, not this. You know, I'm not going to be a better guitar player if I do this and turn knobs and tweak and, you know, poke things on an amp. You know, that doesn't make me a better guitar player, and I'm not writing any music. All I'm doing is pulling my hair out trying to make something sound good that I bought. It should sound good, you know, quickly. So that's just my opinion. I mean, my tweaking days are over. I don't want to do that anymore. I want to play my guitar and write stuff, you know. Make sure I got this up here. Let's do one more. I still got to finish that one. I haven't played that one in months. Yeah, that was for Jeff. Jeff Cornell. Yeah, I forgot to play it last Sunday for him, and I promised I'd play it tonight, whether I was ready or not. So, still need to warm back up on that one, but yeah, that's called Time Flies. That's a fun one, man. That's a really fun kind of throwbacky kind of song. But yeah, like I said, I mean, this thing, it really is a good product. Do I recommend it? Yes, I absolutely recommend this product. I really do. And you know, with anything else out there, there's probably going to be give and take with a lot of things. You just got to pick what is going to be the deal breaker kind of stuff with you. And so, full disclosure, a deal breaker with me on a product like this would be it sounds terrible and it feels terrible, you know. But so if I had to trade, like, oh, but the Wi-Fi works perfectly, but it doesn't sound good. Really? Like, I wouldn't trade that. I mean, I think that the sound and feel and the awesome features of this product and the very intuitiveness that it has and the ease of use and the quality, the craftsmanship, all of it greatly outweigh the fact that the Wi-Fi is a little twitchy sometimes. Greatly outweigh it. So Is it a winner? Yeah, it's a total winner. You know, is it a home run? Yeah, but you'll have to slide in to the plate. If it wasn't for the Wi-Fi, I would say that it would be a standing home run. Like, you could just walk the bases. But because of the Wi-Fi, I'd say that you have to slide in, but you're still going to be safe, you know? Get a little dust on your uniform. But hey, nothing wrong with that. That's kind of fun. So, yeah, I recommend it. I really do. I really think that you would love this product if you had it. You know, so I recommend it big time. Can we please hear the EVH? Brandon's asking. It's not on right now. I'll tell you what. I'll fire it up for you. Give me a second here. Let it cook for a second here, and I'll play it for you. I just hope the volume's good. I'll have to check the volume. Usually these are pretty volume matched, but I've been doing some profiling lately, so my volumes are a little off. So yeah, thanks for hanging with me, guys. I'll be on for a few more minutes. I'll do the EVH. I'll play a little bit for you on that, and then we'll call it a night. It's been a long day. Oh my God. Let's see, CS. But can you connect direct to the aux without using the Wi-Fi option? Good question. I don't think so. I think that you have to use the Wi-Fi option. Please correct me if I'm wrong, anybody. Please correct me if I'm wrong. I've spent most of the day dealing with all kinds of other technical issues, not associated with the aux, but other things. So, you know, having my car stuck in the driveway was definitely something that wasn't fun. Yeah, so I wasn't able to really do a lot of deep dives on some of the features, but I mean, I figured tonight doing the app, showing you how intuitive it is, showing you how easy it is to use, and it gives you appropriate things to change, was more important than anything else. So I will be shooting this out with the 2 notes so that you can hear the difference. And because at the end of the day, that's what it comes down to. How does it sound? You know, you can throw all the features in the world at me that you want, but if it doesn't sound good, I don't really care. You know, I really don't care if it comes with a free set of steak knives. You know, I don't care, because when you're on stage or you're doing a recording, no one's gonna say sounds like crap, but boy, I'm sure he's enjoying those free steak knives. You know, everyone's just plugging their ears and running for the hills. So, all right, let's go to the blue channel. Let me fire this up here. Wish they put the power switches in the front, but anyway, where am I? Number 3. All right, let me see where we're at here. There you go. There's the EVH blue channel through it. Sounds great. And that's the thing. Like, I honestly think here's a testament to this product too, to the aux. When I play my amps through it, they don't all sound the same. They sound like the amps. Does that make sense? Like, when I play my Engl through it, I can tell it's my Engl. Just like Vince Vegas said earlier, he was like, I could tell it's the Engl. You're right. I mean, the amp's tone shines through, which is a testament to the speaker emulations in the aux. There's not all this color on it or this fake plasticky weird kind of stuff going on with it. It's overly processed. The more processed that those things sound, it just pulls all the tone out of your amp, and it puts all this, like, it cloaks it. You know what I mean? Where it's like, what amp is that? I don't know. I can't really tell. It just sounds like a plastic amp, you know? So I can tell the amps that I'm playing through on here. I listen to my amps all the time through my in-ears when I'm playing live for you guys, like in here with my real cab and mics. And I can literally tell what amp I'm playing. Like, I can hear all the characteristics coming from the amp through these. I mean, in a blind test, could I tell which one, tell them apart from each other and guess 100% each time? I don't know. But when I play my Engl, I like, this sounds like my freaking Engl. It's got the Engl thing. It's got that weird kind of awesome accent that the Engls have. And when I play the EVH, I can hear the top end. I can hear that aggression and stuff. So, like, I can hear all that stuff. And when I played my JP through it earlier today, I could hear the JP. So you want to hear the amp more than you hear the cab, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? So the emulations in here are about as raw and unfiltered and as realistic as you can get. They really are. So when you play your amp through it, you will recognize your amp. It won't be a thing where it's like, oh, it doesn't sound like my amp. Yeah, it does. It does sound like your amp. Now, with the two notes, with the IRs, if I use the IRs, sounded better. But as soon as I switched over to the speaker emulations, I was like, there's so much processing going on with those speaker emulations that it could be any one of my amps and I wouldn't be able to tell which one it is at all. I don't hear the characteristics of them. But that's not the case with the aux. I hear all the characteristics in my amps, 100%. So Wormcord said there isn't a USB alternate connection for a computer. Good to know. Thank you. CS says, I was wondering because I run my two notes direct from PC. Yeah, I mean, let me let's do another test here. Yeah. Oh, there it goes. See if it's gonna find it again. Still hooked to the Wi-Fi. So it's like a timeout thing. It times out every once in a while. Maybe it's because if you're not using it very much, it'll time out. But again, everybody's experience is going to be different. Just depends, you know, on your system. Yeah, it's still on the Wi-Fi. Yep, still in there. So, but yeah, anyways, but I like I said, I mean, it's hooked back up again. It's fine. So it can be a little annoying every once in a while with it, but again, I have to say this, and I bought this. I'm not paid by Universal Audio. They don't even know who I am. But what I will say is, like, once you get this all dialed in, you're probably gonna rarely use the app. Now, like one guy said earlier, like, he uses his app a lot, and that's fine. That's cool. Maybe he's in a studio doing a lot of recording where he's got to kind of fine-tune a lot of stuff for each individual type of song or mix or band or whatnot. And yeah, I could totally understand why an app would be used quite a bit. I think for the average guy like me who just plays guitar, I go live on YouTube or whatever, literally, like, next time I play live on YouTube, I'm going to turn a knob here and just boink. Oh, that sounds great. All right, cool. Yeah, or if it's not sitting out in the mix the way I want to because of whatever mix that I'm playing, I'll turn the knob and get another one. And maybe every once in a while I'll pull up the app and tweak stuff, but I don't really see the need to. I think I got everything dialed in the way I want to. And I honestly think that if I did anything further with any of these tones that I dialed in, it would just be like arbitrary. It'd be like, why? Why are you doing that? Now you're overthinking things and over dialing things in just for the sake of doing it. You know, just enjoy how great it sounds, because it sounds freaking awesome. Again, I'll play. Seriously, what else could you want? You know, I mean, if I tweak this, it would be like, why? Why are you tweaking that? It sounds killer. It sounds rich. And I got it like tattooed to my eardrums right now with these in-ears, and I'm not hearing anything that's upsetting me at all. It's all good, like all of it. And again, there is no EQ at all. I have the EQs, you'd see a light there if the EQs were on. They're off. There's no EQ at all on this. So the only EQ I would do is just pull out a little bit of 4K here and there, but I'm not even seeing that as something I need to do right now for what I'm doing. You know, so I mean, that's what I'm saying, man. I mean, if you're tired of tweaking and coming up wanting more and just like feeling a lack still, get the aux, because it's a player's dream. You plug in, you dial in a quick preset with a cab and 2 mics, and maybe some EQ if you need to, and you're done. Like, literally done. You know, what you just heard has 0 EQ, 0 compression, there's no effects on it at all. It's just a cab and 2 mics. That's it. Done deal. So, you know, you can't go wrong if you ask me. Chicago Todd! Woo! What's up, buddy? Good to see you here. See, Daniel Henry, what's up, man? He says, I'm a tube amp guy. Can you explain how the aux works? Okay, so I'll give you the quick and dirty on it. So basically the aux carries the load of your amp. So you don't have to have a cab hooked up to the aux. Okay, so you can actually take your amp head to, like, let's just say a venue. Let's say you're playing a bar and you want to just you don't want to bring that big cab anymore, you know, because that's the big thing. Like fitting, well, the Diesel and the Engl, but you know, they're pretty big. But I mean, you could fit that in the back seat of your car easily, right? And you leave your cab at home and take the aux, which is right here. Take this with you, okay? And it's not super heavy or super bulky. It's pretty small and pretty lightweight. And then you would plug your amp from the speaker out into the speaker in on the aux. So the aux carries the load, so you don't have to worry about blowing your amp up, okay? And then you run the outs from the back of the aux into the front of the house. And then you pick whatever cab emulation that you want. And the cab emulations sound about as legit as they possibly can. And you send that to the front of the house and you're done. If you need effects, you got effects here if you need them. You got delay, reverb, compression, you know, and several of those in there. Or if you just want to run dry, you can run dry. Now, here's the other thing. It does act as an attenuator. So it does have that as well. So it's got a speaker volume knob right here. So if you want to attenuate your cab, if you want to use your cab and attenuate that and run your amp hot and then attenuate accordingly on there, it'll do that as well. So it's best of both worlds. It's an attenuator and it's a load box with probably the best speaker emulations in the business out there, you know, and it's built well and it's great. So that's basically the quick and dirty on it. That's what it does. So if you love your amp, but you're sick of bringing that big cab with you everywhere you go, to the gigs and to practices or whatever, and you're going to be mic'd and played through a PA anyways, well, use the aux, because it allows you to leave your cab at home and you literally will not miss your cab as far as how it sounds. You won't miss it. It sounds fantastic. And when I play live on stage with a band, I use in-ears, so I don't need a cab. You know, I really don't. You know, the front of house fills in all that rumble and that awesome low end and that fullness. And my in-ears give me that direct sound, and these are 5 drivers on each side, so it's 10 driver in-ears, and they sound fantastic. I sound like I took a PA and stuffed it in my head. You know, I love how these sound. So I don't miss my cab when I'm playing. Even down here with this unit, the only thing that I notice is difference is like I got this diesel cab here, and this thing just the rumble and the air and all the awesome kind of stuff that it pushes. It's amazing. It really is. So yeah, I like that. But when I play through this and I adjust to that after a few minutes, I'm not sitting here going, oh, my cab sounds so much better. I love how these sound. I really love how the cab emulations sound in here. You know, so it's a great alternative for guys who just don't want to lug all that heavy gear around. And I think that it's a good compromise. So, because a lot of guys, they prefer the tube amps, but they don't want to go with modeling or profiling and use the digital stuff. This is like the crossover kind of thing where you get the best of both worlds without sacrificing really anything, because the feel and the sound are both there 100%. And again, I bought this. They didn't give it to me. They don't even know who I am. You know, so I'll just say that. And once you dial in your sounds, you're done, and you don't have to worry about spending hours and weeks trying to make it sound good. It sounds good right out of the box. Just pick a cab and 2 mics, and most people will be completely satisfied with that. So I hope that satisfies you with the answer there. Good question. Okay. Well, I appreciate the kind words, guys. Thank you. Let's see here. Let's see. Trying to find any... Cold Dan Beer, 80s hair. Yes, yeah, that song, Time Flies, it's definitely got that 80s kind of feel to it. Yeah, Vince Vegas says, yeah, the tweaking is so tedious, it never ends. Give me simple. Yep. Yeah, you're right, man. I mean, you're right, it never ends, like the tweaking. I mean, you can tweak till the cows come home and you're still not satisfied. And with this, you're literally satisfied from the get, you know. It's great. Maybe I could find what guitar do I have here? Man, this one mix is definitely something I shouldn't be playing right now because I'm not 100% on it, but shots in it. Yeah, this one I probably shouldn't do, but oh well, I'll do it anyways. Because why not? The way this day is gone, who knows what could happen. All right, where am I? I'm on the EVH. Let me switch back to my Savage. Because Savage, 1 second. It's getting there. Oh, that one's fun, man. That's called 3 shots and a chaser. That's what it takes to get me through it sometimes. Oh man, I hope you guys enjoyed that. I'm still working on tightening it up, but the only way to tighten up some of these songs is I got to play them live to get the nerves out and just learn how to just fall on my face in front of everybody and just pick myself back up and keep going. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. Oh man, yeah, that's a fun one, man. That is a fun one. I got more coming that I'm working on. And some of these are so hard I can't even play them by myself, let alone live. So they're coming. But I'm glad you guys enjoyed that. Thanks, Vince. Appreciate that. Thanks, Sean. Oh man, thanks, Bobby. Appreciate that very much. Thank you, Dean. Wow, this has probably been the fastest 2 hours. I feel like I've only been on for 45 minutes or so. It's probably been the fastest 2 hours I've ever had live. And I have to say, I literally had a very stressful, a very manic, rough day with all the stuff I was dealing with my car getting stuck and with, all the technical difficulties I had with the live stream. And I'm serious, you guys always make it worth it for me. Every time I get done with a live stream hanging out with you guys, I feel good afterwards. I go upstairs and I'm like, wow, that was so much fun. And I literally forget about all the stress that was associated with whatever happened before. And it's because of you guys. I from my heart, I really appreciate you guys being here. You guys make my night every time, and I very much appreciate it. I can't stress it enough. So I'm honored and privileged to have every single one of you guys here, and I very much appreciate it. I wish I could put it in better words, but I can't. I mean, I hope that really gets the message out to you guys. Thank you all so much for being here. I'm on cloud 9 right now. I didn't care about stress anymore. I had so much fun tonight. It's all forgotten. All I'm thinking about now is how much fun I had, and I hope you guys had as much fun as I did. Vince says I could tell you play every day. Thank you. I definitely try to. I really do. I really do. Great new song, Chicago Test. Thanks, buddy. Appreciate that. Yeah, it's just a fun rocker. It's just a good. I'm trying to broaden things out so it's not all metal. I got blues stuff coming. I got some progressive stuff coming, metal, and just straight up just rock and roll type stuff for everybody, so that everybody can hear a genre that they're familiar with when I'm demoing gear and go, all right, that sounds pretty good for the genre I play. I don't want to be just the metal channel, and honestly, it pushes me to broaden my horizons and get better as well. So I enjoy it. I really do. Let's see here. Bobby, thanks, buddy. Thank you, Bobby. You're too kind. Oh, man. So Chicago Todd says, hey, let's help the man with the ox out and hit that thumbs up button. Really helps the channel. Oh, thank you so much. Yeah, if you guys are enjoying this, please hit the thumbs up. We're almost at 5,000 subs, which, oh my God, it's so exciting. I never thought I'd see this day where we're that close to 5,000 subs. I can't wait to get to that. And then the next goal is 10,000. And then from there, 15, 20, whatever. But it's because of you guys. It really is. Yes, we put a lot of work into this, but if you guys don't show up, then all that work is for naught. So we very much appreciate you guys so much. Seriously, man. It really means the world to me that you guys are here. It really does, So, Vince Vegas, thank you so much, man, for the super chat. Thanks, buddy. Really appreciate that very much. I'll be on for a couple more minutes, and then I got to get out of here. I think I'm going to make another keto pizza tonight, because, man, those things are good. Yeah, I've played all the mixes I could play on this guitar tonight anyways. I don't have any other ones except, one more, but I don't know if I could play that in the time that's left. But anyways, guys, well, hey, I know that there are all kinds of things you could be doing with your time, other channels you could be watching, TV shows, whatnot. But you chose to be here, and I really appreciate that immensely. Like I always say, every day's a gift. And thank you so much for spending part of yours with me. And Carrie and I will be live on Sunday at 7. And don't know what we're going to do, but we always have a good time. She sings, I play, we demo gear, we talk about current events, whatever. We just hang out and have a good time with you guys. So I'm looking forward to that big time, and I know she is too. So very much appreciate it. Bobby, where's the thumbs up? Thank you so much. For Ager, I don't have my glasses on, but good lord, dude, thank you so much, dude. Thank you so much for the super chat. I really appreciate all the super chats very much. You guys are awesome. Thank you. Vince Vegas, do you make or buy the keto pizza? I make it, actually. I make it. I'll give you a quick tip on that. So we'll switch gears for a second and just hang out. The keto pizza I made, I found on a channel called Low Carb Love. And this lady makes the best everything. And the pizza dough is made out of skim milk, Parmesan cheese, almond flour, and an egg. That's it. And you mix it all up. If you look on her channel, it's on there. And then you microwave it to melt it down. And then you mix it up. And then you flatten it out and bake it for about 15 minutes at 450. I think, and then you pull it out, put the sauce and the toppings on it, put it back in for 5 minutes, and it comes out. And I'm not kidding you, it tastes and feels like dough, like real pizza dough. The texture, everything is perfect, and is like no carbs, because I use keto approved marinara sauce, which I get at Costco, and this stuff is like amazing. It's only got like 4 ingredients in it. It tastes amazing. You could drink it out of the bottle. It's so good. And if you gave this to somebody and didn't tell them that it was, keto pizza or what the crust is made out of, they would think that they were eating real pizza dough. It's that good. It tastes that good. It's got a great texture. And, man, the stuff is just amazing. It's so freaking good. And I'm done ordering pizza. Like, I think this pizza tastes better than anything I've ever bought. So I'll just put it to you that way. And I eat it guilt-free. It's so freaking good. So anyways, Bobby Lackey, thanks for being here. Later on, dude, thanks for being here. Good night, great show. Sean says thank you so much. Good night, buddy. All right, guys, I'm gonna close out, and again, thank you all so much for being here. God bless you guys, and we will see you all very soon. Okay, you guys take care. We'll see you on Sunday.
Thanks for joining us here tonight at Tone Wars. We hope you had as much fun as we did. Please be sure to click like and subscribe to the channel so you'll get the notifications and never miss a show. We go live every Wednesday night at 8 o'clock and Sunday night at 7 o'clock.